Boy, this ship is gonna hit the fan really quickly because there are lots of monsters coming about. Frickin' monsters! Yep, as you would have guessed, looks like we have ourselves a ship to defend. Hello everybody, this is RRPG here, and welcome back to another episode of RRPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. In today's episode, we are going to defend the ship that is bound for Toby, and we will be able to fight a boss, or fight against a boss that's here within the ship, but probably in about the next 2 or 3 battles after this. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this episode that's already in progress, shall we? And we are going to be fighting some calamaris that go by the name of Manowar. So yeah, it's a reskin of Calamar, who we fought against from before, but these guys are a little bit tougher because they are armed with venom, which means they can try to expunge a deadly poison onto our enemies. Or, not on our enemies, but on our party members. But they were just small fry. So, we managed to protect everybody that was down there, but they've knocked one crewman unconscious. Yeah, they're missing an oarman, but he is unconscious down there on the floor. So we're gonna have to go help him again. Yeah. Don't even think that we're gonna go through the Karagol Sea unprotected from any monster infestations, because that is definitely not true. Alright, let's go ahead and pick out another one of the... let's pick out one of the... what do you call them? One of the tourists. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I have a hard time trying to figure out words. But, yeah, we're going to have to pick one of the tourists to help make them row. And they're going to have to get used to physical labor because we need them to row for us. If we're going to want to get to Toby, we're going to have the participation of the tourists as well, as pretty much what we stated in the previous episode. Okay, so now we need Isaac to protect this area again, which is what's going to be the case. Alright, the crewmen are going to get back on track with getting this boat ready to go. And we will go through the Karagol Sea once more. Or we'll just pick up where we left off, and hopefully we can pick up the pace a little bit more. Well, we'll have to see. Okay, now the crewmen are rowing the oars, plus the one tourist. So, we're gonna go riding on a big old ship. Or we're gonna continue riding on this big old ship. And, you know, just from looking at this, it kind of does look like the ocean, but, you know, since it goes by the name of Karagol Sea, and since it's a big, huge mass of water that's surrounded by land, then, yeah, we're sticking with sea. And, oh my goodness, one of the crewmen is getting pecked by pelicans. Or seagulls, rather. Oh, what did I call them pelicans for? Those are seagulls! Seagulls are above, they fly above the sea along with ships, and they like to peck at things. Okay, we got those two, Oranos and Sean, fighting against the dirges, or whatever, the bat creatures. And while they're fighting against the bat creatures, we're gonna go back down here, and we have to protect the rest of the oarsmen, where there is a lizard knight and a couple of those bats that are going to give us trouble. I'm sure it's the same lizard. Oh, it's the lizard fighter. That's what it is. Okay, and those bats are known as rabbit bats. Okay, so we have a new type of enemy here. Well, 2 new types. The lizard fighter and the rabbit bats. At least the lizard fighter is not the same as the it's not as weak as, it's not as weak as the lizard fighter, but, I mean, not the lizard fighter, but the lizard knight is not very strong. It's the lizard fighter. Or the lizard knight is not that strong as the lizard fighter. My gosh, man. But anyway, it didn't matter because we managed to paralyze it and then delivered a killing blow to it. Okay, so the crewman is coming back to check up on this area, and he says that we're missing an oarsman. So yeah, we are repeating this process numerous times. Like I said, we only had to do this 4 times throughout the whole trip through the sea, so yeah. It's time for us to go get another passenger or another tourist to row for the crewmen. Okay, so we gotta repeat this process again. So, how's everybody doing today? Hope y'all are doing just fine. I had some very interesting things to talk about, but I know most of you would probably want me to stick in touch with, stay in touch with the episode with you know, keeping, like, the Let's Play of this game alive and, like, immersing us into the world of Golden Sun, which I don't even mind doing, but, you know, I could go ahead and bring this up for once. I was taking a look at My Nintendo News on Twitter, who is up on, not on YouTube, but up on Facebook as well, and they managed to get in a new rumor, or they managed to figure out a new rumor about a new game that Rocksteady Studios could be possibly working on. You know, the guys who developed Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. They could be actually working on a brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but one that is more mature-based. You know, kind of like, you know, that is somewhat based around the comics, because with the comics, they were pretty violent back in the day. So, you know, since we haven't even seen that in video games or in any type of media as of yet, well, maybe except for Turtles Forever, since we did see the comic book Turtles from Turtles Prime or whatever, with that really, you know, with that really grudging, you know, begrudging type of personalities that they had on them, to where they would just almost, you know, not almost, but they would just kill and bleed their foes. Yeah, that's what they're trying to go for. And I hope that this is true, because, let's face it, with all the 3D Ninja Turtles games that we've gotten, I don't think any of them have been up to par with, you know, being decent. So I believe it's time for a really good Ninja Turtles game to finally arrive for this generation. And with that game being worked on, you know, that game possibly could be in development by Rocksteady Studios, and they said that they wish to bring in some of the characters from the 1987 cartoon series as well. I think we are in a perfect blend of turtly awesomeness, and I would definitely like to see a really good 3D Turtles game for once. And with Rocksteady Studios working on something that's comic book related after Batman Arkham City, yeah, I would have complete faith in them doing another one. I mean, doing another comic book type of game. Okay, so we've taken care of those enemies. One of those new enemies was called a Virago with a couple of mana wars, and they knocked out another one of the oarsmen. So we're going to have to go get another passenger / tourist to do the job. Alright, so let's hop to it, and let's go back upstairs to the waiting area. Okay, let's go ahead and pick out that muscly man right over here, and we're going to have to make him row. You do want me to row? But I'm not going to forget this. Well, you know, it can't be helped. We need passengers to row the boat. I mean, if we're going to get through this, then we better get through with this, good sir. All right. So, we have 3 passengers that are going to row the boat, along with the 5 other crewmen, or the 5 other oarsmen, and we're going to get back on track. Alrighty. Preparations ready. But yeah, it's just, I'm really hoping that a new Ninja Turtles game gets made. I mean, with the game like that could follow in the same vein as Batman Arkham City, you know, with the dark, open world type of gameplay, and where each of the Ninja Turtles have their own storylines or whatever to connect to the overall plot of the game, I think it would actually be pretty cool. And plus, with so many ninja tools and such, yeah, I think that would be a match made in heaven for Rocksteady. And it would come out for the Wii U, PS3, and 360, from what I've heard. Uh-oh, the ship is rocking very badly. And it looks like our boss has come onto the ship. And by boss, I mean a big, huge monster that we have to fight against. Okay, if we don't do anything, this ship is going to sink. So, we better hurry up to the top, and we will take care of the monster for them. Oh no, Oranos has been taken down, and so is Sean. And yes, there is our foe right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next box in the game. It is known as a Kraken. Yes, it's the shameless Kraken, Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, screw you, Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, the sequels with all your stupid CGI of the Krakens. But as you can see, since it is water type, it does have some earth type strength to it. And with it being mostly a water type, it is weak to fire. So I would recommend using Garrett's Gene and his Synergy spells on this enemy. So that way, you can do some more damage to it. But like I said, with almost every boss battle, just do what you do best. Make sure that everybody is properly upgraded in terms of stats, and make sure that they're completely healed, so that way they can do a lot of damage to this enemy. Oh, and by the way, this enemy does, what what do you call it? This enemy does attack twice per turn, so that's something you're going to have to be careful with. But don't worry, if you have high defenses for your characters, then you should be able to do fine in this overall boss fight. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention, the one type of genie that we got in the previous episode, no, 2 episodes ago, was actually the one that was known as Vine. No, not Vine, but the one that was known as Sap. Sap, what it does, it actually steals your foe's hit points and replenishes your character's own. So yeah, it's an HP stealer type of genie. So if you want to use it to take, to hit some damage onto an enemy to grab their hit points, then be my guest. And boy, oh boy, is Ivan not doing so swell. So I think Mia's going to have to use the, what do you call it? The Fizz genie, or the genie named Fizz, and we are going to heal Ivan. Okay, cool. We wrap the Kraken in delusion. So so the chance of it trying to attack us, with physical attacks, it will be lessened. And of course, we paralyzed it. So it's all in good hands. So we managed to stop it in its tracks for right now. So we should be able to get in some good damage to it, and we can pretty much save everybody. Okay, and there went Isaac using his Sap genie, or his Venus genie named Sap. And there goes Mia using Spritz. And we are going to use Fever with Garrett, and the Kraken was already in delusion, wrapped into delusion, but it can clearly see clearly. It can see clear again, or it can see clearly again, and it is no longer paralyzed. All right, it's time to do some justice to this enemy, and we are using Thor for Ivan, and then with Isaac, we are going to use Judgment. All right, let the Knight of the Crusades, or of the Winged Crusades, unleash judgment upon the land. Well, in terms of judgment, or upon what's all on the land, the enemies that are on the land. But protect everybody, and protect the users you are, that are summoning you, which I'm pretty sure you did. Okay, well now we're using Boreas, the Ice Shaver machine. Yes, that's what it is. It's clearly an ice shaver. You can go to like a tropical snow or anything, and I would definitely like to see that at a tropical snow, just delivering a whole lot of ice so a lot of people can get their own little slushies or whatever. That would be pretty awesome. And with Garrett, his is a unique type of summon when he has 4 Gene on standby, specifically Mars Gene. And his strongest summon is known as the Meteor. Basically, he just summons a meteor down onto the ground to attack his enemies. Alright, so the Kraken is down for the count, and we managed to get 711 not hit points, but we managed to get 711 experience points, and we managed to get 5,200, or 5,400, I think it's 5,200, gold coins. And we managed to get a Water Alive with that, after that battle. Okay, now another oarsman has been lying down unconscious, so we need to bring back another passenger, which we did right now, which we got the other man that was on, that was within the crew. So I'm pretty much placing all the men in charge of rowing the back oars. I'm not going to let the elderly or the women or children do the job. Wait a minute, there's not even any children on this boat. What am I talking about? Alright, and besides, I know, this game is rated E for everybody, but, why don't you see any kids in really dire situations like this? Oh, I don't know. I guess some people just don't even want kids to experience the horrors of what might be considered violent. But there's hardly anything violent about this game. I mean, sure, it has a serious plot, but for the most part, it's so happy. Okay, we're back rowing again. And after this, or with where we're at right now, we should be getting very close to Toby, or to the dock that is lying in wait for us. And he says land ho, and yes, we finally made it to Toby from where we're at. Very good. So, we managed to get through the Karagol Sea without any problems. And, yeah, that did look like a big sea, alright, but it didn't even look like it was that far away from Calais, to be honest. But anyway, everybody has been properly saved, and nobody perished in that whole, charade. And all the passengers are safely off board, and now it's time for us to make our leave as well. And here comes the main crew member, that is in league with the captain, and he's thanking us for our trouble. Well, thanking us for our participation. And he is suggesting us to get moving to Tolby as well, which is what we're going to do right now. Okay, so we're here at the Tolby docks again. And we are done sailing for now. And that's the last time we're sailing a boat in this game. But in the next game, you sail another boat, but it's one that's actually very mysterious. But don't worry, there's actually a very special reason as to why we have to sail that particular boat in the Lost Age. Okay, before we leave this place, let's go ahead and grab some of the treasures that are here. And there's actually a treasure chest that's beyond those wooden boxes that we can jump over. Gotta love the puzzle elements in this game. And we get a potion inside that treasure box. Now, let's go ahead and check all the boxes and the jars and the barrels and the crates to see if they have any items within themselves. But I doubt they have any items within themselves, but it doesn't always hurt to check. Let's go in the ticket office, and let's see. Actually, kind of hardly looks like a ticket office at all. It looks like a big, huge storage facility. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Okay, gamers, since we have made it past the Karagol Sea and we made it to the dock the Tolby docks, I think this is a good spot to where we can go ahead and we can wrap up things here. So, next time on RPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance, we're going to resume where we left off, and we are going to go to Tolby, finally. But we may be getting into a quest to see if we can actually try to help out the people of Tolby with something in particular, but we'll have to see. Okay, gamers, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description, and be sure to check out the RRPGReviews Facebook fan page that's that's on Facebook, and I have the link in the description of my YouTube channel, that is. And if you like what you saw, then be sure to rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Anyway, gamers, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you on the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys then.